Restoring the Ponca tribe.
Ponca was a successful tribe in the northeastern part of Nebraska. In 1876, Congress decided to send the Ponca tribe to a reservation in Oklahoma. In 1879, at the reservation, Standing Bear's son died and he promised to have him buried in his homeland. On the way back, he got arrested and went to trial, and now he was considered a man. The tribe remained on the reservation until the government terminated the tribe in the 1960s.
After termination, the Ponca tribe struggled to keep their tradition alive. Members of the tribe scattered all around the country. After many years, Fred Leroy fought to make his people a tribe.
The Ponca tribe was restored on October 31st, 1990. Rather than a reservation, the Ponca tribe built homes and service centers, such as the Fred Leroy Health and Wellness Center, named after Fred Leroy, a leader of the Ponca people.
To get a better understanding, we interviewed Rhonda Weston, Fred Leroy's daughter, Wanda Leroy, Fred Leroy's sister, and UNO professor Dr. Beth Ritter. Do you think it was fair that the Ponca tribe was terminated and had to give up federal aid?
No, I don't think it's fair. I think if we look back a little in history, it goes back to something about like the Trail of Tears, and that was when the Ponca people were all taken away from their homes by the government and forced to travel to Oklahoma to be placed on a reservation. And so if you know a little bit about that story, you'll know that Standing Bear refused to let his son die during his travels and wanted to come back to bury his son on his native homeland. And when he did that, the government said that he was considered, going against the law, and so he was prosecuted for it.
Why couldn't the government and the tribe compromise?
I think the government doesn't compromise on when it comes to Indian policy.
This is just like we talked about in the previous question. The government, they didn't compromise. Everything belonged to them. They didn't see. Technically, Native Americans weren't considered humans. They were savages, or they just didn't. So they thought everything was theirs, and it was their right to just uproot these people and move them away and take that from them and do what they will with it. And that's what they did.
Did you still call yourselves a tribe after 1965, after the termination?
No, I don't, because there wasn't anything. There were Ponca people, but there was a facility that was kind of a general facility called the Native American Center, and that was someplace that all Native Americans could come and gather. And I think my dad, Fred, would meet with other members of other tribes who were Omaha and Winnebago and things like that. And so there wasn't a location, there wasn't land, there wasn't a service site or anything that was actually could be considered a tribe, to where everybody could go. And it was actually there where the Native American Center started a commission, I believe, and my dad wanted to sit on that commission, and they said, well, you can't because you're not considered a Ponca member through the eyes of the government. And so that was really another blow to another Ponca member, to my father. And so from there, that's when he decided that a restoration needed to take place. So no, there was no. I don't think anybody we could call ourselves Ponca because we knew we were, but as for a whole tribe, no.
Why did Mr. Leroy decide to bring their tribe together after 20 years, and what happened during those 20 years?
Have something to add?
Well, it seems in the beginning, and then one part, and then he said, well, I'm no longer working. They the center is no longer up. And I said, well, I'll tell you what I'll do, Fred. I'll pay all the groceries, all the utilities, so you can focus on just restoring the tribe. So I said, just go ahead. We didn't have any money and away.
I think, like we had talked before, you know, when I was doing my own project in 4th grade, you know, and I had asked him, you know, about our tribe and realized that there wasn't anything. And when he was, you know, also trying to be on an all-native commission that was, you know, made up of different tribes, you know, he was told he couldn't because he wasn't federally recognized member of the Ponca tribe. And so, you know, I think all of that just got to him, and there needed to be something for our people. And you know, he had heard of everybody wanting to restore it, and nothing ever came about. And so when he went in, you know, he just kind of jumped in, you know, with both feet, and then just went forward from there. So.
What did Mr. Leroy do as a leader to get the Ponca tribe back?
He never felt like he was the leader. He just was someone who was doing this to restore it for Rhonda and the grandchildren. But, you know, he was kind of shy and, you know, what's that word, humility?
Very humble. Yeah.
Very humble. Although we did fight like cats and dogs every day.
He was strongly opinionated.
Yes. Oh, yes.
What was different about the Ponca tribe from before termination and after it was restored?
Well, I mean, it's a thriving community now. I mean, it's what, you know, it provides jobs, it provides services for not only Ponca members, but, you know, all Native Americans who, I know for a fact too that these sites that are up are really interesting because I've heard from a couple of other Native tribal members who said they didn't know where to go if they had just moved to Omaha or Lincoln, but because these sites were there and they didn't seem like they were just for one person, they were able to find what they needed, whether they could get service there or not, but they were able to find their own people. They could be helped in where to go and what to do, and they're very thankful for that, because, you know, when they felt alone when they had come to this new place, you know, now they had a little community to go to, or, you know, so it's just, you know, there's just so much out there that was not there before.